Omizi, they want your ID to watch YouTube now. Let's get into it, man.
World work in tandem, doing things lock and step. But for this internet verification, identification to make the internet safer movement, it seems like a lot of countries have been, hand in hand with their efforts in order to make sure that you age verify. But why?
For everybody who's out there thinking of using VPNs, let me just say to you directly, verifying your age keeps a child safe, keeps children safe in our country. So let's just not try and find a way around. Just prove your age, make the internet safer for children, make it a better experience for everyone. That's surely what we should aspire to in this country.
Yeah, he looks like
Yeah, that nigga is lying. I'm not trusting nothing this man is saying at all, especially in that British accent. I have nothing against that accent. It's just I'm not trusting it. But he says make a better experience for everyone. The internet itself shouldn't revolve around children, right? So we shouldn't have to adjust the entire internet just for a group of people, right? Sure, children are the future. But then do we have to subject ourselves to further surveillance because of a couple of parents, a couple of people, a couple of families? I'm saying it takes a village to raise a kid. Because a couple people don't know how to watch over their kid about what they do, what they're watching, what content they're indulging into. Why is that our responsibility as an adult? A responsible adult on the internet. That shouldn't be our duty. That should be the family, the parents, whoever the guardian is, their responsibility to watch over that kid. That's not our responsibility at all.
Experience for everyone. That's surely what we should aspire to in this country.
Yeah, he looks like he's clearly getting paid to do something like this. It started off with this one Twitter user who got banned from their own Discord server. The tweet says, "Wake up, new UK law banning 18 plus content without ID verification. Banned from opening channels on my own Discord server. My server that I own. I'm tired of defending the UK. It truly is to be British." It's called the Children's Online.
Why does this all have to start with Britain though? I'm saying, why does it all gotta start with the UK? Like, why UK? First and foremost, y'all take away guns, right? Okay, respect. Y'all take away guns. Y'all, the first country that actually do it, right? the first continent, you know what I'm saying, that I know of to actually do that shit. Damn, this shit bright as fuck. But why is it that now all of a sudden these niggas suggest something and now the entire world? This is the one thing. America could take from them no guns. But no, they totally looked over that. But as soon as there comes opportunity to steal more information from the American people, they want to jump on that. America,
Safety
man.
Act in the UK, and on July 5th, sites were tasked with enacting some sort of protections or barriers to not allow children to just be on the apps freely or at all. This denoted that all pornography sites in the UK had rigorous, and I mean rigorous, age checks. Now, I know a lot of people are thinking, well, how does something like this even work? What do rigorous age verification methods look like? Well, in this article from The Guardian, age assurance measures.
Here's how I see the whole GTA ID situation. Back when GTA 5, GTA 4, and San Andreas came out, CDs were the thing. As kids under 18, we couldn't buy them ourselves. That's true. So we'd have our parents, older siblings, and cousins get them for us. Now that we're in the digital age, instead of CDs, it's really the same concept, just in a digital format. But to rebuttal that, I believe that if that's the case, instead of having to have my ID on a GTA server, which we all know constantly gets hacked, my ID, which has my personal information, my address, whatever, all that on their server, their third-party server that can potentially get hacked. Instead of doing that, have it only be a physical release, or have me have to have the person go into go into GameStop, right? This could also revive GameStop. Have them go into GameStop, redeem a code from GameStop that you can only get in person at GameStop. You know what I'm saying? It may limit the sales, but I'm telling you, this would be much better for their sales rather than requiring an ID on their server for a third-party format just to access the game, knowing that shit's going to get hacked, because that's a gold mine of information that hackers can then sell off and make millions off my information I'm born with. Someone else going to make more money than me. No, I'm not allowing it. I'm saying if I have to upload my own ID for GTA, it's just not happening. I'm sorry, I'm not getting GTA. I'm saying. I mean, by then, anyways, hopefully the internet's not fucked up and niggas gotta go through with that shit. And then, all I'm saying is, I hope YouTube AI doesn't mistake me for a juvenile, because I'm pretty sure my interests are very boring in the political state of the world. So I don't think I should be confused as an juvenile. Whose server is it? Rockstar servers or controlled by Rockstar? The what I'm thinking about how they're going to take the ID information is through a third-party server. So how did I say this? Kind of like when you go to an airport and you have to show your ID. That's like a third-party government secured server. But Rockstar is not going to use no government secured third-party thing. It's going to be more so whatever, since a lot of third-party people are going to see it as an opportunity to get money, so they're going to come through, bid at the chance for GTA to use them, and whatever they are, they're going to say that they have secure information. But at the end of the day, if GTA, a billion-dollar company, is able to get hacked, what can a little third-party server that holds hundreds of millions, because this game is going to break the internet, hundreds of millions of IDs, what do they think is going to happen? Every single hacker that wants money is going to be at that. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be over. That server will get hacked. 100%. 100%. It will get hacked. There's no doubt.
Pornography providers supported by Ofcom include facial.
You would trust a Rockstar server over a upload to a game like Fortnite? But think about it though. Like, how many times has Rockstar been hacked? Rockstar has been hacked too many times to count. Why? I know more about Rockstar GTA 6 than I know about fucking my dad. Like, yo, we know so much about that damn game, bro. Already. Mind you, they only dropped like 2 trailers. And we already know way more than 2 trailers.
Age estimation, which assesses a person's likely age through a live photo or video, checking a person's age via their credit card provider, bank, or mobile phone network operator.
Oh, that's nothing. I am not. Yo, if they have an option for ID or credit card, who the hell would want to post a picture of themselves next to their credit card smiling? This is how I look like a dumbass idiot. You know what I'm saying? So the hacker can have my face along with my card information, and he can just guess the CVV in the back of my card. Fuck no, it is not happening. Absolutely not.
ID matching, where a passport or similar ID is checked against a selfie or a digital identity wallet that contains proof of age. Is this a surveillance state? Now, I know people are probably thinking, Omar, if this is only hitting pornography sites, then why do you even care? Well, for them, it's hitting a lot of different sites. It's hitting YouTube, Discord, Spotify, even Wikipedia. They are all getting hit by this Online Safety Act in the UK, where you have to verify your age. Now, I'm not saying that the internet is damn near rendered useless over there in T-land, but for the most part, a lot of these things are going to have to ask you to be constantly surveilled or constantly tracked. Your every move is going to be constantly tracked as you jump from site to site. You are going to be tasked with verifying yourself. And why I think it's scary is because, like I said before, it's not as if there's been a time where I've known in my life for every country to move lock and step like this. But on August 13th in the US, YouTube is going to be having you do some sort of ID or verification for your access to the site.
Wait, this is happening. I thought, oh shit, this is in the US too. YouTube will start asking ID for the US start August 13th. Extend teen protection users now estimated to be under 18. So yeah, this is what I was talking about, how AI is gonna predict that someone's users are under 18. But I wonder what's the benchmarks for the AI to think. Like, what if I'm just a grown ass man that wants to like learn more about the boo boos, or what if I want to listen to the Baby Shark song? You know what I'm saying? For like trolls or some shit. God forbid a man has some childish desires. Wait, oh my gosh, that sounds bad. Oh my. No, I didn't mean like that. Damn. I'm taking a hole. What if a man just wants, looks up the same thing that his son or daughter may look? And God forbid if a person and a parent use their account to listen to music for their kid and then get accidentally pushed as a kid, and then now they have to introduce themselves, and now their address is out there, their address with their family is out there on the internet, easily be hacked and sold to highest bidder on the black market. It just, yo, chat, this just don't sound good, man.
having you
Really
do
don't.
some sort of ID or verification for your access to the site. And yes, that's with age estimation. They'll be able to look at you and track you. And I guess you could look at the bright side of this. It's not like you're going to be like Australia, who has their under 16-year-old youth being subjected to a complete and utter stoppage of all social media. That does also include YouTube, which a lot of people don't think that YouTube is considered social media. I don't know how they can just take away the educational aspect.
Chad, what social media do y'all use? To be fair, I only use, what's the definition of social media? I think a place where you can be creative and share ideas and express yourself, right? So in that aspect, I would believe YouTube, Twitch. I only view stuff I don't really use, but I view stuff on X. That's really about it. YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok. Yeah. That's really about it. And TikTok about it gold too. God forbid all these places need an ID now. Y'all niggas may not see me. Shit.
Aspects of it too. I wonder if you're a creator in Australia who's under 16.
They better
how
get
that
me right.
affects
They
you.
know I'm a grown
That
ass
stuff
man.
seems
Stop
to be
playing with me.
ridiculous.
Landmark crackdown on social media use for children under 16 will extend to include YouTube.
The Communications Minister this morning revealing the video platform even wheeled in some familiar faces in a last-ditch attempt to sway the decision.
YouTube did send the Wiggles to try and persuade me to their position.
Did they?
They did. They sent Big Wiggle, and obviously, like my twins. Love the
You're
Wiggles.
joking, right?
YouTube is unserious.
They certainly have. Extreme lengths that the platform went to push back as it lobbied for a carve-out. But it has now been added to the banned list for under 16s, joining Facebook, Instagram, TikTok and Snapchat. From December, kids will no longer be able to sign up for accounts.
Now, me personally, I do agree.
TikTok, Instagram is probably your most used. Mara, you be on Instagram? Oh, you did. You did post a picture the other day. Damn, I don't know. Personally, me, when I think about Instagram, right? This is a little off tangent, chat. But when I think about Instagram, I just think of like monitoring spirits, and I just can't get behind it because I feel like you put a lot of effort for like the content you push out, and you shouldn't expect, you know what I'm saying? You shouldn't post for nobody. You shouldn't expect for no one to like your shit. I'm saying as long as you like it, that's the only thing that matters. But if you are the first person viewing my story, you are the first person I see in the views, or first person that used to like my stuff, and now all of a sudden you don't, but you're still always the first couple people, is that just don't sit right with me, you know what I'm saying? Like I personally, I'm normally not the type to care too much about what other people think about me on social media, because I understand social media, a lot of times they don't, every time, they don't pay my fucking bills. I don't give a fuck what those niggas say. Post that shit out there because I like it, and I just want to share my creative spirit or my insights on something that I believe other people can connect to. And if it connects, it connects. If it don't, keep scrolling. But if you are constantly showing up to my page to see what I'm doing, and you're not at least like interacting, that's some weird ass shit, bro. You can't lie, that's some weird ass shit. I feel like that's all Instagram is nowadays. And their algorithm is so fucked up. Like, they don't be pushing your shit. A lot of times I post, and then niggas don't either. Niggas that follow me, they don't see it, or if they see it like 3 days later, a week later, a month later. Why the hell is you liking a picture from a month ago? And why is that just now popping up on your feed? I posted that on 6 p.m. on a Saturday, the most busiest time I think niggas would be on their phone. But no, Instagram don't want to push my shit out. I don't know, man. It's some weird. Instagram has always been weird to me from after COVID. I feel like it's definitely changed since then.
Agree that there needs to be some sort of safety measures for kids, being online. I do think that the powers that be need to step in and protect people. I don't not agree with that premise. I do think that totally stripping people's ability to access these sites or platforms is out of pocket. And I do think creating some sort of Big Brother type surveillance state where they're tracking your every move is a way cross boundary. The only reason why these platforms even got to this level is because there's been years and years of no sorts of regulations. I mean, the way that there's been.
That is true, and he brought up an amazing point. The fact that there is and has been a very long time period of the internet that we all know, right? I'm saying, because I believe I'm Gen Z, the generation that grew up with both of the best worlds. Life without the internet was like having no internet or little to no access, very limited. And then now, full access. You can go anywhere, at least in America, most of the time, and you can have instant access like that to the internet. The fact that there has been no restrictions on the internet for this long, I will agree and say it. People aren't going to like this, but it's it's time. I ain't gonna lie, it's time. Too many people out there, a lot of weirdos and stuff, a lot of ideas brewing, and sadly, the government has to control some political views out there that's not matching what they want expressed by their people. Do I agree or disagree with that? I'm saying I'm not part of government, but that's on them. Otherwise, a lot of weird ideals and stuff that are getting pushed out and agreed with, disagreed with. The guy versus girl movement, it's just a whole bunch of stuff out there that it's not needed. You know what I'm saying? And with no restrictions, people feel the need of anonymity to voice their full concerns that they would never say to that person, place, or thing in real time. Because of that, people feel like the internet is their safe haven. And now that no safe haven, I really wonder if niggas gonna be, you know what I'm saying, direct now. You know what I'm saying? Like, actually talk to people in person, say how you feel. Because if you can't, you're a pussy. And you shouldn't have been typing that shit in the first place. So how would this really make a lot of those weirdos that I'm thinking about, like on the corners of the internet, that feel like they're all big and bad online and they can spread hate? I really do wonder how this is going to affect them. We'll see. But I do believe there is time in place, and I believe now would be a good time to put some restrictions. But the fact that everyone has to deal the price for a couple of people not limiting or restricting their kids' access to the internet, that is what I don't agree with.
Slow creeps of ads and harmful ads to children through these different websites is insane. And the same thing with things like pornography or the way that they handle microtransactions. We've seen so many examples of microtransactions being run wild in court cases where kids run up parents' credit cards to buy tens of thousands of dollars in Robux, and people have no clue how that happened. Yeah, that's because you guys let the tech companies get this far. But ultimately, I don't think that the answer to that is, coming down with some sort of the long arm of the law in the extent of banning people from these platforms. This seems like an overstep, like how they handled crack in the 80s. Especially when you're leaving these tech companies to create solutions in order to collect this data and prove verification. They are just going to get nasty and nasty about it. This is what Pornhub was fighting for in the US maybe a couple months ago when they started to voluntarily strip themselves from the different states that, went about going and banning them. They weren't going to get creative about the solution because if left to the devices of the companies, you'd end up like YouTube is doing. YouTube's solution for interpreting how a viewer is of a certain age, over or under 18. We will use AI to interpret a variety of signals that help us to determine whether a user is over.
And my problem with this is that AI can be wrong. AI can definitely sit there and say someone is a kid when they're not. And what do you do then? How do you go by going past that without giving up your internet, giving up your ID? Plus the fact that, what about the people that pay their internet? They pay their internet, and you tell me I'm going to get misplaced as a child, and then now all of a sudden I have to give my ID, my whole government address, to the internet for it to be exposed through a hack, through a breach. Now I got random people coming up to my door. Where my family live at? Like, no, that's... Bro, we need to think about this a little more before we push this out. I feel like they pushing this down our throat a little too soon. Can we get some more time?
Or under 18. The signals include types of videos.
And can we have, can we have people that are actually our age pushing in the room when they come up with all these ideas? We got people not even our generations that still have problems figuring out shit on the internet. We have those people deciding for us what the future of the internet should be. Don't you think the people that actually use the internet the most should be the ones deciding the future of the internet?
user is searching for, the categories of videos they have watched, or the longevity of the account. When the system identifies a teen user, it will automatically...
That is true, the longevity. You know what I'm saying? If someone had, say, I don't know how long I had my YouTube channel for. This one, I had it for a minute now. But if someone has a YouTube channel for like 15 years, there's no way AI should, there's no, even if I sit here and watch nothing but Baby Shark do, if there's no way I should be mistaken as a kid. If I am, it's just flawed. Go back to drawing board.
Apply our
I'm not giving my
experience.
Chat, don't give your idea.
Including disable personalized advertising, turning on digital well-being tools, whatever that means, and adding safeguards to recommendations, including limiting repetitive use of some kinds of content. If the system incorrectly estimates a user to be under 18, they will have the option to verify that they are 18 or over, such as credit card or government ID. We will only allow users who have been inferred or verified as 18 to view age-restricted content that may be inappropriate for younger users. God forbid a man likes cartoons.
Facts.
I wonder how they're even going to classify what type of content is for who. Now, of course, if you're watching Baby Shark, I would assume that they would assume that you're some sort of baby. But also, if I'm a parent and I have an account on YouTube and I put on Baby Shark for my kids, are they automatically going to assume now that my account is a kid account? I think that there's so many situations in which this is not thought out thoroughly that it's really just being passed over. Like, I don't know how people could be for this in any way, shape, form, or fashion. I guess now we'll really figure out if like the streamers have a kid-like audience, because if they start putting under 18 for people that watch a lot of Kai Cenat content, they're gonna be telling on themselves that YouTube believes that Kai Cenat has just a majority kid audience. And even in some extreme cases like Spotify, where they are just putting a foot in the sand saying, hey, if you do not verify that your account is 18 plus, we are going to delete your account. It should be as clear as day that there is about to be some sort of war between tech companies and big governmental agencies. What's basically happening is that the government wants some sort of backdoor access to these social media sites, these big tech sites, and that could spell very bad for a lot of civilians out there. I think that people don't realize how much of an intrusion on your liberties this just is. Apple and other companies have gone through great lengths to protect you in different legal cases, historically speaking. Like, if you do a crime and you end up dead, or, you know, your iPhone is locked, or whatever the case may be, the government does not have the right to access that iPhone just because you're under arrest. But with this, there's going to be some sort of sneaky maneuvering.
Some loophole. I didn't think of it like that. This will open doors for some loopholes in order to access your personal information. Wow, aren't they some sneaky little bastards, huh? Damn, I did not think about it like that. Yeah, chat. If you ever get arrested, bro, they don't have the access to your personal information. You actually have rights against that. But it looks like now that this is getting pushed, especially if you're juvenile, you know what I'm saying, and you get arrested forever, they might have some loopholes, and then they can use that to somehow get to the adults. Man.
Place, and ultimately they will have access to your personal effects. Now, what they do with that, I don't know, and I really don't care. I just don't want my personal effects being subject to my governor or my mayor or, you know, my president's, you know, peeping eyes. Companies like Apple, Meta, and even Pornhub have come up with some sort of creative solutions to help remedy this situation, saying that, hey, you can do ID verification at the phone level in order to, you know, create a system that identifies users and be a different way of doing things like that. But these governmental agencies are saying, no, that we're not doing that. And I know some of you are just like Azim Gold saying, well, Omar, at some point, real ID verification for the internet was going to be...
Internet real ID is inevitable, especially for social media. Denying this might feel good, but it is a lie and you know it. What isn't inevitable is private companies having access to our public records. The best solution is a government authentication token that only verifies info. I like that thinking, Asmund Gold. I like that. Chat, how we feel about that? That sounds good to me. You get a token that based off from the government itself, right? They have our information ready, so they should not need further verification unless they need to like know where to send it to and whatnot, the updated records. Other than that, they should not need personal information other than to check. So just verifying they have the they have access to your information already, and they're asking for you to verify your information. That would be good. But if they don't, and they're asking for you to put your information in, that's a whole nother story.
Inevitable, like it was going to happen. But I agree with Dota and the others on the internet saying that it does not have to be like this. You didn't have to go about it these ways. There's other ways to protect the kids on the internet as opposed to making the.
You think the internet? You think the government ain't got their foot in this already? Of course they do. Of course they do. You know what I'm saying? It's a gold mine for these men. Sell that data to ad companies and marketing agencies in order to have personalized ads sent to certain people. Bro, that's money making business. Marketing is one of the most profitable businesses in this country. Being able to market yourself can set you apart from a 6-figure business and $1 billion business. Just from marketing. Just from marketing alone. If you don't change anything else, both sell the same product. One has better marketing than the other. You get 1,000 times your returns just from marketing yourself.
Entirety of the world have
America,
to verify
man,
their
became a
existence
business
on the internet. This is just an overstep, just plain and simple. There is no way to say it any plainly. This is just an overstep, and we haven't talked about it yet. But where are the parents' accountability in all of this conversation? Like, I shouldn't have my civil liberties. You shouldn't have your civil liberties infringed on for the protection of children. And I keep putting quotation marks on protection of children because this isn't even really protection. People are already discovering in real time workarounds for this problem and still backdoor ways to access the site. And it's not like they're doing some cracking the code type thing. This is just a simple way to give a nuisance to the general public so that they have to give up access to their data in order for people to consume the content or whatever the case may be. I think another thing that's not being noted in this conversation is that this is an act of censorship, just full stop. We're all about free speech. We're all about, sharing ideas. We're all about connecting as a community. But is it that the kids were on the app seeing these bad and nasty things, twerk videos, bad ads? Or is it that they were getting educated in real time about events and you can no longer skew a narrative as a governmental agency? Which
chat, he might be on to something. Oh my gosh. Like he said, censorship. They don't want the kids to be put into this mindset of a liberal left side. So the right side is doing their best. Let me be quiet before I get, you know what I'm saying? Just know I'm not suicidal. Chat, listen to me. I'm not suicidal. But if there's a political agenda at stake and a social media website is pushing for information to the next generation of voters that the current political party doesn't like, trust me, they will use money, resources in order to get their foot within this and push said censorship, not only to the young ones, but to the adults as well.
Which one is it? Which one is it? Because that's the adverse side effect of these things. No longer can I access Twitter as a youth or TikTok as a youth or YouTube as a youth and learn about what's really going on 2 states over. No. I just can't do that anymore. So now we're back to basically the 1950s where I have to watch the news with my mom and dad, or I have to, read it in a newspaper.
And that's if that, because nowadays a lot of the news, they don't even be up to date with a lot of information. I know more about the world and news, current events, just from my TikTok rather than any other news source media could ever give me. You wanna know why? Because they're all biased, and there is a person up top that's pushing forth already censorship. Like you said, Mari, the government was in this, pushing forth censorship and not allowing certain types of media to make it out there and to skew the people's minds. Because those that are able to be easily influenced won't be able to defer between what's good and right. So if they can only know one side of the story, they're going to believe that's correct versus the objective truth. There's always 3 sides to the story: their side, your side, and the truth. If you don't let the reader or the watcher know their side or the truth, they only know your side. And guess what they're going to think is true? Your side. Oh shit, muted.
In less time than it took for us to progress when it came to sharing news and information and being educated as a youth. There's potentially some good to come out of this. I think that the personalized ads being blocked for kids is, you know, a good thing. And I do think that...
who cares? Like, what the fuck? Who cares? Anyways, like, your kid shouldn't be on a website with personal ads anyway. I'm saying they should be on Cocomelon or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? You don't need no ID to watch Cocomelon.
That even though this is not my true beliefs from the government, because this would be the one time they decided to protect kids, protecting kids from seeing things like pornography is a good thing. Thumbs up there. But overall, creating this surveillance state across the board for any and everybody who's consuming content, no matter the age, no matter the race, demographic, whatever the case may be, that is totally bad. And then on top of that, you being censored from your words to another person is bad. This could also and will also affect those who create content like myself, because I'm pretty sure advertisers are going to look and say, well, dang, this kind of is stunted now over here, so maybe we should take our advertising dollars away from this platform and try to think of something creatively different. That in and of itself is bad. All of these things are bad. I don't think that a child should have to put in ID just to Google what time the skate park closes. Oh wait, they closed the skate park as well, so kids aren't even being protected there. A lot of it is just malarkey. I don't like it. If I had to give it a grade, I'm giving it a 3 out of 10. I just hate shit like this.
W video on me easy.